One Wiregrass group traveled to D.C. to speak with Alabama representatives about the Autism Family Caregivers Act. News 4's Jacqueline Lambert has more on this act and why one area ABA specialist says its passage is crucial for rural areas.
Beacon of Hope Applied Behavior Analysis was among those to visit Washington, D.C. with Autism Speaks. It is the largest autism research organization in the country.
They talked about really in depth, like the legislation that impacts people with autism and their families.
Shelby DePilla, the owner of Beacon of Hope ABA, knows firsthand how vital this is for the autism community. One of those bills is the Autism Family Caregivers Act, introduced by New York Representative Grace Ming. The act would provide funding for skills training for the family caregivers of children with autism.
The research, the development of resources, especially in more rural settings, which is a lot of us in Alabama would identify with.
The passage of this bill would bring the training closer to those families. The pilot program would focus on things like caregiver response strategies and how to ensure overall learning development of children with autism.
The child may go and spend an hour with their speech therapist. They may spend a couple hours with their ABA therapist, but at home is going to be the most impactful, and that's their family relationships. You know, those are the people who know them best, who love them, and by supporting those individuals, it's empowering everybody and just making, hopefully helping that family unit be stronger and feel like they can help their child.
In Ozark, Jacqueline Lambert for your hometown news leader.
Since it was introduced, it has only been referred to the Subcommittee on Health. Beacon of Hope was able to speak with Senators Katie Britt and Tommy Tuberville and Representative Barry Moore about this act.